Hi everyone. Happy Monday, the last week of June. I cannot believe it. How are you all feeling today? How was your weekend? We've got such nice weather in Hermanus today. It's nice and sunny. It's not too cold. So really appreciating that a lot. And yeah, so as you guys know, 5 classes a week now, 5 flows a week. So Mondays and Fridays is an intermediate session. Today it's a little more advanced with a few more advancing options. Tuesdays and Thursdays are beginners at 5:30, and then a Wednesday is our more stretch focused class. That's at 12 o'clock. So I hope to see as many of you as possible at all the sessions this week. But otherwise, you know that you can catch up. I've heard a lot of people saying that, especially with some of the lunch classes and so on, they catch it up later in the evening. So that's a great idea. Wherever you can try and fit it in, try fit in at least 3 of these flow sessions a week, guys. You're all working your bodies extremely hard with the high intensity training. Your bodies need to recover. You need to keep working on your mobility. You need to keep allowing some relaxation time, some rest time for your nervous system, and just a general chill out session for yourself once a week. Definitely worth making the time to do that. Hi Belinda, hope you're well. Hope you had a great weekend. Nice to see you. Hi Nicole, thanks for joining. Yeah, how's everyone feeling? Let me know. Pop me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. How your body's feeling. Are there any injuries going on that we need to know about? You can just pop a little comment on the video. I wanted to say a huge thank you to Adidas. I got a few gifts dropped off over the weekend from Adidas and from the Jeff team. So really stoked about that. I feel super spoiled. Always nice to receive a little bit of a gift every now and then. So a big shout out to them for that. And I'm sure there's a few of you who've started collecting your Jeff merch. I'm yet to get a pair of socks, which I think I'll need to add to my wardrobe for sure. And then today you will pretty much only need your mat, and as per usual, just basically a cushion just for any padding at any time. We can also use our mats to flip. I'll show you that throughout the class. And other than that, just yourself. Cool, guys. We'll give a few more minutes, 5 minutes or so before we get started. We're going to work a little bit into the side body today. We're also going to focus on doing some back bending, so really opening through the thoracic spine. This upper part of our back, we tend to round quite a lot, so kind of from your bottom of your shoulder blades up to the shoulders, we almost end up collapsing our chest slightly in. So if you think about most of the things we do in a day, it's things like driving, quite a round action, being on your phone, cooking, most of the things we're doing, it's this rounding kind of action. So today we're going to work on opening that up and getting a nice broadening across our collarbones. And then also by stretching and opening up the front of the chest, we're also giving the lungs a little bit more space. So we can really get some nice deep breaths moving through the body, really get the oxygen to circulate all the way through the whole system, out to our toes, out to our fingers, and just get that all kind of flowing through. So nice additional benefits to back bending is, of course, building strength in the back body, but then also offering some mobility work for the spine. So our spinal column, which houses our from the brainstem, our main neural network that comes down through the spinal cord, obviously that needs to be protected. So we want our spine to be nice and mobile and be able to move so that it doesn't end up being in harsh movements, and that's where kind of injury gets caused, or a slip disc, or those kinds of things. So spinal health, back bends, really great, and then super energizing, because you're kind of stimulating right into the nervous system. It can be quite create quite a bit of energy. You should feel quite energized after the practice. So quite a nice practice to do in the middle of your day as a little bit of a break in between work. So as always say, just look after your body, move slowly, deep breaths, focus on your alignment. I'll give alignment cues, and take your time. If something doesn't feel great, please don't go too deep into it, or back off for a moment. Reset your pose, reset your shape, reset your alignment. We don't want any injuries to happen. Cool. Welcome to everyone else who has jumped on. I hope you guys are all ready for a flow today. And we're just going to get our bodies moving, start our week. It's a little bit of a stronger practice, so you can expect a little bit of more advanced poses or transitions. We'll take it step by step, but just allowing yourself time to move into the different shapes. Yeah, and then as you'll see, just a little cue at the bottom, you'll need your mat and you'll need a pillow. And I always kind of say, when we get to the end of class, when we get to Shavasana, it's always a nice option to have your legs up the wall and really just drain out the legs. So you could already place your mat quite close to a wall now, so that at the end, when we get to Shavasana, that you're just nice and close and it's easy to pop your legs up on the wall. Nina Sue Hopkins. Hallo. Ek hoop jy gaan die klas doen, maar andersins, hallo, ek stuur baie liefde. Other side of the world. Waar is jy nou? Hi Roz. Heading to the airport. Happy Monday. All good. You can catch it up later on this evening, no problem. And then tomorrow we'll be back again. So if you miss out on today's session, don't worry. There's another session every day for the rest of the week, or you can catch up on these sessions. Hi Michael. Nice to have you back. I hope you're feeling well and good on this Monday. Belinda, you like the sweetest. Your replies are the best, I must say. I think sometimes I just read through the threads to see Belinda's replies. It's like super thoughtful. Cool, everyone. So I see there's a few more people who've joined on. You guys can get ready with a cushion and your mat. I just said or mentioned that having your mat close to the wall, so that when we go into Shavasana, legs can be inverted up the wall. Such a nice practice to do. It's super simple. And you kind of just drain around the feet and the ankles and the knees. We do a lot of standing during our days, kind of unconscious or in a not very conscious way. And so we often, will just really dump weight into our feet or into our ankles. And so inverting the legs is just a really nice way to release all of that at the end of your day. Cool. Hi, Toby. Welcome, everyone. Nice to have you all join. Belinda. Cool, guys. So I think we're going to get started. Got a few seconds to go. But I think let's all get on our mats. You're going to bring yourself to lie down on your spine. And place your cushion to the side for now. And then bringing your soles of your feet to touch, allow your knees to kind of rest out to the side. And then you can just rest one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. So if this feels a little intense in the inner groins or in the hips for now, then your legs could just be straight out in front of you. But otherwise, just laying the whole body on the mat and closing your eyes. And then taking a nice full deep breath in through the nose. And a big sigh out through the mouth. And 2 more like that. And then with the eyes closed, the eyelids heavy, just allow yourself the last few moments here, just in complete stillness. Feeling the belly rise and fall. And perhaps becoming so still that you can feel your heart beating in your chest. And that your focus is purely on the sound of your breath. And so coming all the way into your body, fully present on your mat, and dedicating the next 45 minutes to yourself, to your personal practice. And preventative medicine like yoga offering healing and repair for all bodies. If you've been with us since the beginning of June, just draw your intention that you set for the month of flow into your awareness now. And if you haven't set an intention, you can set one now. Beautiful. And then you'll slowly squeeze your feet together. Bring your hands to your outer thighs. You could open your eyes now as you bring your knees up. Slowly bring both knees into chest. And that should already feel quite nice. An opposite movement now, curling tailbone up. And then you can just start to roll the thigh bones around. Nice. And just change direction. So just get a bit of movement into the thighs, the hips, the lower back. Beautiful. And then you bring your knees back to center, bring them into touch. Releasing both feet down to the floor, bring your feet hip distance apart. Hands either side of you. We're going to move through a few little bridge rolls. So activating back body, getting a stretch through the front body, and getting a nice inversion into the pelvis. So for a moment now, lift and spread through your toes so you can feel an activation into the feet. And then allow all your toes to lower back down. Pressing firmly into the balls and the heels of both feet equally. Start to press a little firmer. Lift the pelvis away from the floor. You can activate the buttocks now. Draw both arms with you to reach up and over and get a full stretch in the front body. This should feel pretty good. This is your inhale. My neck is neutral. And then to come out, exhale, rolling down from top to bottom. Again, bring your hands with you. Ground your pelvis, ground your hands. Keep going. Inhale, press firmly into the legs. Strong legs. Reach the arms up. And then super slow, from top to bottom, you'll ground one vertebra at a time. And then ground the hips and the hands. Keep going. 2 more like that. Pressing up, reaching up, stretching. and then rolling all the way down. So you can feel there's a slight activation in the abdominals now when you lower down. So last one here, reaching up. So the belly can be quite soft here. You can almost feel it sinking in between the hip bones. And then activating abdominals from top to bottom as you try and specifically place one vertebra at a time down to the mat until everything rests down. All right, we're going to keep our hands where they are, but raise your hips, so press into your feet. From here, bringing your hands underneath your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulder caps in underneath you, so squeezing your shoulder blades together. Pressing the outer line of your hands into the mat, wake up your legs, raise your hips a little higher. A bit of a shoulder stretch here. We're going to keep our hands pressing firmly into the mat, but start to heel toe your feet all the way to the right as far as you can go, and then perhaps you'll sink your buttocks down to the outside of your right arm. You could maybe even look slightly to the left, or you could keep your head straight up. A nice little press into the back to start to really open up that upper back. Let's take 3 more full breaths here. Notice that being in a more intricate pose with the body, the breath might not go into the natural areas where it would normally be if you were just sitting or standing. Now you really need to draw the breath in and let it move to whichever space is available for it to move into. Nice. Press into your feet, raise your hips, and then super slowly walk your feet all the way back. Let's keep our hips up, release your hands, and just kind of stretch out your arms now. So any maybe numbness or got a bit of tingling in the arms or the hands, just let the blood flow move all the way back out to the fingers again. Let the belly be nice and soft. Your buttocks are nice and active. Keep your hips up, bring your arms back either side of you. Bring them underneath you once more. Change your interlace. You've got the opposite finger on top. Again, squeezing my shoulders to underneath me. Keeping the outer lines of my hands pressing into the floor, I'm going to heel toe my feet all the way to the left. And then super slowly allow my hips to dip across my left arm. Oh, such a nice feeling when you really get your body to kind of slot into itself. It's, I always say it's almost like playing Tetris with your own body, or my teacher always calls it your own personal origami. How do you fit into yourself when you move through these poses? Let's not shortchange our second side, so let's take at least 2 more full breaths here. Remember, it's all about opening our upper back, our thoracic spine, our collarbones, and getting space in the lungs. Press your feet down, lift your hips up, and then slowly bring the feet all the way back. Let's keep our hips up once more. Reach your arms up and over, go full stretch. So now you should already start to feel quite a nice connection, that mind-muscle connection. Your legs should really be awake right now. My nervous system is communicating to my legs that they're really doing a lot of the work. So switch on your legs. And then let's slowly roll down from top to bottom. You'll bring your knees into chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then we're going to meet in downward dog. So if you need to roll to the side, feel free to do so. Otherwise, ankles can cross over your knees. Step yourself back, downward dog. It's our first dog. We haven't really opened our back line, so knees can kind of pace out a little bit. I'm really feeling into your hands now. Remember that we're sharing weight between arms and legs, hands and feet. So your hands want to be as active as your feet here. My palms are spread. All 10 fingerprints are pressing into the mat. Beautiful. Let's take our feet a little further back, so you're in a bit of a longer downward dog. Make sure your hands are at least as wide as your shoulders, if not a little wider. And we'll move through little hanging cobra sequence to the breath. Okay, so again, focusing spinal mobility, checking in with yourself as you go. Try and keep this movement as symmetrical as you can between right and left. So lifting the heels, stretch under the neck of each toe as you roll yourself forward into a high plank. From here, micro bend your elbows, send your heels back, allow your pelvis to lower, stretch out the belly, curl your ears back. Navel to spine, lifts the pelvis and takes you up and back to that downward dog. So we'll keep going to the breath just like that. Rocking forward, inhale. Unravel the spine, exhale. High plank, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Indulge into the movement. Rock forward, inhale. Remember using your own length of breath. Exhale. High plank, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Beautiful. 2 more. Inhale. Hanging cobra, exhale. High plank, inhale. And downward dog, exhale. Last one. Rock forward. Hanging cobra. All the way up. And all the way back. Nice. You can maybe walk your feet a little closer now. See if you can find more of a grounding of the heels. My thigh muscles are really active here. So my legs are super switched on. My kneecaps are drawing up and my pelvis is tilting forward. My head is heavy and relaxed. My outer shoulders rolling down. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Nice. Bring your feet a little closer to one another. So big toes could even touch. Float your right leg up and back behind you. Squeeze your right heel to your buttocks. Lift high onto the ball of your left foot and then curl your left knee into chest. Look forward, step that foot forward. Option here to flip your mat or place your cushion under your knee if you need. Press into your front foot, reach both arms up. So now we're finding a forward facing hip pose, so right and left hips are facing forward. I'm not kind of dumping down and letting my legs split apart. I'm drawing my inner hip bones together. I'm lifting my pelvic floor and I'm really supporting myself here. So I'm not just collapsing into flexibility. Bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and then just start to lift up. So again, actioning that opening of the chest, allowing your hands to hold your head so there's no tension in the face or the neck or the head. And then at the same time, as you find this lift, keep wrapping your left buttock forward and start to feel that opening all the way down to that left thigh, that left hip flexor. Really open up that area. Beautiful. Take 2 more breaths here. Let's come into a neutral spine. Reach your arms up and then take them forward. We're going to move into a little half split variation. So keeping your toes tucked under will open the bottom of that left foot. Start to bring your left buttock to your left. That might be enough for you. You could stay there, or you could start to kind of creep your arms forward and soften your head down. See how I'm pulling back the toes, my right foot, equal through pinky and big toe side. Activate your right leg. And then see if you walk your hands forward just another centimeter or 2. And let's come back into a nice low lunge. From here, setting up for our runner's lunge, take your right foot out to the side and slightly turn your right toes out. Just so that you can see, I'm taking my right thigh out, so my right foot will need to move out, and I'm going to rotate my right foot so that my knee and ankle are in the same direction. From here, you could untuck your back toes and then perhaps bring yourself down onto your forearms. Watch that right knee is not kind of just splaying out to the side. Squeeze it slightly in towards the torso. Lift your lower belly. Nice. Let's take a few more breaths here. And just allowing yourself to become quiet in the shape. Okay, and then you'll bring yourself up. Stay on the inside of that right foot. Tuck your left toes under. And then we're going to walk ourselves all the way through center. Switch all the way to the other side and ground your right knee down now. So we're in Anjayasana lunge. Back knee is grounded. Both hips are facing forward, reaching my arms up. Notice the rib cage kind of wants to splay out. Knit your ribs back together. Slightly lower your tailbone and suck your belly in. As we did on the other side, interlace the hands behind the head. Change your interlace of your fingers now. I'm going to keep my elbows quite wide in this variation so we can open up into our armpits and our lungs. Lift up through the chest. Keep pressing into that front foot. At the same time, you're pressing into that back foot. So I'm not dumping onto my back knee. I can lift my back knee at any point here because I'm pressing so firmly down onto my mat to be able to find length in my spine. The higher I lift my spine, my chest up, the more I'll go backwards. Hence the word back bend. It's actually more of an extension. Let's take 2 more breaths. Nice. Come all the way up. Neutral spine, arms up. And then reach your hands forward. Again, that little half splits variation where we keep our back toes tucked under. Bring your right buttock to your right heel. I know this is strong underneath the foot, guys, but so good to release the fascia underneath the foot, especially if you're training in tackies all day or if you're wearing shoes all day. Again, just giving a bit of TLC to the parts of ourselves that we maybe don't give a lot of attention to. Reach your arms forward, tuck your chin, and soften into the shape. Deepen your breath. Bring the shoulders down away from the ears. Straighten your left leg, curl your toes back. Gorgeous. And then bring yourself all the way back forward. Remember, now we're moving into our runner's lunge. So I'm going to take my left foot out to the side, rotate my toes slightly outwards. Might take this knee back a little bit, untuck my toes. And then I went down on the other side, so I'm going to go down on this side as well. And I'm just going to soften my head so that I'm not carrying any tension. Opportunity or variation here to stack your fists, and then you could rest your head on your hands if it doesn't feel great to kind of just let the head hang down. Okay, that's up to you. See how it makes you feel in your body. Again, in a different shape, where can your breath go? Where can you create more space for your breath? Maybe it's more in the back of the lungs now. And then press down into your hands, bring yourself up. Tuck your toes under, raise that right knee. Walk yourself back to our starting point, to our lunge across our right leg. Place your hands down, step high plank. Full chaturanga, shoulders don't dip past the line of the elbows. Rock over your toes, upward dog. And come into your downward facing dog. Again, feet are quite close together. Arms are stretching. Heart is melting down. But I have a drawing in of the belly and the rib cage. Nice. Let's raise our left leg up and back. Squeeze left heel to buttock. Lift nice and high onto the ball of that right foot. Suck your belly in and squeeze your left knee to chest. Look forward. Step that foot through. Keep your back knee off the ground. Feet are on parallel tracks. Again, forward facing hip pose. High lunge. Bring yourself all the way up. And then bring your hands round and back behind you. Change the interlace. Extend the arms. Roll open the chest. Squeeze into that back leg. And then from here, you can kind of slide down as far as feels good. But watch for any pinching in the lower back. Draw lower belly in. Deepen your breath. Let's hold 3 more. Maybe you sink a little deeper. Nice. Come back up. Reach both arms up. Take your arms forward. We'll find a pyramid pose variation. So we're not going to ground our back heel. We're going to keep our back heel lifted. And you'll extend through your front leg. Such a nice release. And then again, take yourself to fold forward. Hip line stays as level as you can. Deepen your breath. Nice. Come back into your lunge. Lower your back knee down. Again, you could flip your mat or use your cushion. You're going to find a runner's lunge, taking your left foot out to the side now. But this time, you're going to squeeze your right heel to your buttocks, and you're going to reach for that foot. Okay? Then you can again stay up here. My thighs are super tight at the moment. So if you want, you could start to play with going down onto your elbow, but just notice that might feel very intense. So just see how it feels again. You could soften head down, pressing firmly into my left foot, allowing my head to rest, and I'm aiming to squeeze my right heel all the way to my right buttock. Stay in it. Nice. And then you'll come up. Slowly release that foot. Tuck your toes under. Lift the back knee. And then walk yourself, excuse my backside, all the way across to lunge to the other side. Remember, it's a high lunge shape. So our back knee stays off the floor and our arms sweep. Forward facing hip pose, feet on parallel tracks. Bring your hands behind you, change your interlace. Extend through your arms, lift your chest. Draw lower belly in and back. Squeeze left thigh muscle. And then here again, as you go and you breathe a little deeper, you might take the shape a little deeper. Take 2 more breaths. Nice. Release, arms up, and then hands move forward. We'll find that pyramid variation, straightening out through our right leg, laying through the spine and softening down to the inside of right thigh. And let this be a little bit of a rest here. As you pull your breath in, take the deepest breath you've taken today. And sigh it out through the mouth. One more like that. In through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. Beautiful. Come forward into your lunge. Lower your back knee down. Untuck your toes. It's that runner's lunge to the other side. So right foot will come out to the side. And then you'll start to squeeze your left heel to your buttock. Reach back for that foot. Maybe you stay up, or maybe you go down. And you're squeezing your left heel to touch your left buttock. Melt into the shape. So notice where you're picking up tension. There's a firmness in the shape to hold you here, but you don't want to be adding tension to parts of the body that are not sort of actively involved in holding you in the pose. Take 2 more breaths. Stay with me. Beautiful. And then you'll release. Come onto your hands. Tuck your back toes. Raise your knee. Walk yourself once again to that starting position of your lunge. Hands down, step high plank. Full chaturanga. Over your toes into an upward dog. And downward facing dog. Nice. Full stretch here. Look forward, bring your knees to the floor and come to sit back onto your heels. And then just move through a few little shoulder loops here, a few forward and a few back. Nice. Come to stillness, rest your hands on your thighs. And then just take a few little neck rolls here. I've got a bit of a neck thing, so I'm not going to move my head in a full circle, but you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, you can move like I'm moving, just really gently side to side. You can go in a full circle, just releasing any tension before we move into our stronger back bend. So let's come into neutral. Again, any little wiggles. All right, so we're going to move into camel pose. I'd like you to flip your mat. So I flip mine so that I've got 1, 2, 3 layers. I just find that really nice and padded for my knees so that my knees don't become a distraction in the pose. We're going to tuck our back toes, our only toes, under all 10 toes. And now remember our bridge pose when we were lying down at the beginning of class. That squeeze of the buttocks forward, right? So that's what we're looking at. We've gotten our toes nice and open through a few of the poses today. Reach your arms up for a moment and then just stretch up nice and tall. Bring your hands behind you to your lower back. Squeeze your elbows gently in, lift the chest, and then start to take yourself up. As you go up, you'll move back. I'm not kind of throwing my head back. My chin is still tucked for this round. We're just telling our body, this is where we're going. Feel the shape. Strong legs, soft spine, strong legs, soft belly, strong legs. Nice. Come all the way up, neutral. Untuck your toes, but don't curl the spine at all. So hands could stay on the lower back. You'll feel there's a natural curling down of the tailbone as you come to sit, but don't overdo that. And then slide the hands forward, rest the back of the hands on the thighs. Close your eyes. Feel into your heartbeat now. It should be beating quite strongly. What a beautiful opportunity, what a beautiful feeling it is to feel your own aliveness. So just sit in this for a moment or two longer. Full steady breaths. Nice, and then you'll open your eyes. And we'll take a second round. So coming up onto your knees, separating your feet now if they're drew together. So if you like, you could have your toes tucked under again if that felt nice and stable for you. Otherwise, if you're advancing in your practice, then perhaps you have the tops of your feet to the floor. Again, option one, to have your hands to the lower back, and then you can just, perhaps that's where you stay. Okay, if you're going a little further, one hand and the second hand to the heels, really squeeze the buttocks to send the hips forward, but don't narrow the lower back. And then if you're quite comfortable here, again, with my neck, I'm not going to take my head back. I've got that injury. But for those of you who want to, you could take your head all the way back and complete the spinal extension by opening the throat. And again, melt into the pose. So let the parts of the body firm that need to hold you in the shape, but let the rest of the body soften around the shape. Take 3 more full breaths. All right, to come out as symmetrically as possible. Again, bring yourself to sit neutral spine. Back of the hands on the thighs. Close your eyes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And a deep breath in. A deep breath out. Open your eyes if they're closed. And then keeping your big toes touching, reach yourself forward, tuck your toes under, and then really slowly push into like a little squat shape. Aiming to bring the heels down to the floor. You can unflip your mat now. And then your hands can just reach forward. You just stretch out from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Look forward. Bring yourself all the way down. Bring your knees to touch. Untuck your toes. Bring your buttocks to your heels. And then just come into a really small child's pose. You could rock your head a little side to side, yeah. Like a little massage over the forehead. And slowly roll yourself up to sit. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms, and then just press through the hands, round through the upper back, tuck the chin. Really pressing the fingerprints into the opposite hands. Stretch your arms forward. Draw both arms up, look forward. And then split the hands for a simple twist to your right. And then simply revolve to twist over to the left. And bring yourself back through to center. Change your interlace. Same thing, you're going to press your arms forward, but this time lift your buttocks off your heels. See how I'm curling my tailbone even more forward and press through the hands, and I'll really try and get that C shape through the whole spine. Come all the way up, reach the arms up. And take a simple twist to your left now. And revolve to your right. And then bring yourself back forward. Okay, so we're going to sit in a half virasana, so you might need your cushion here. You're going to take your right foot a little out to the right to extend your left leg forward. So here you want to sit quite equally on both sit bones with this right foot. I'll actually just show you from the other side. With your right heel on the outside of your buttocks. Okay. But if you're struggling to get your right buttock to lower in this shape, then you could just get a cushion and pop it in underneath your left sit bone. And then you should feel that your pelvis is a little more stable. Draw both arms up. And then take a forward fold over that left leg. Deepen the breath and again, soften into the shape. And then you'll bring yourself up. And then we're going to switch. So you can bring your left foot in, right leg forward. You might just scooch the cushion to underneath your right buttock. So your left heel on the outside of your left buttock. Reach both arms up. And then take a forward fold over your right leg. And take 2 more breaths here. And then you'll bring yourself up. Nice. Sweep both legs out in front of you. You could stay on your cushion or you could come off for a double-legged forward fold, reaching both arms up. And then taking yourself forward and down over your legs. Drawing back equally through pinky side as much as big toe side. And slowly roll yourself up to sit. Take a loop of the shoulders. We're going to come into a seated, like an upright happy baby. So reaching for the outer bed of your left foot. Bring that left knee right into your armpit. Draw your lower belly in. Find your balance and find both. So now seated nice and tall. Your feet are pushing forward and your hands are pulling back. You could stay here, or you could start to straighten your legs all the way out, sitting nice and tall. Hold your balance. Start to bend the knees again. And then find either easy cross-legged or a half lotus with your left foot on top. Draw both arms up. Take an inhale. And then fold forward over your legs. Roll your spine up. And then you'll simply change, bringing right on top of left. Again, both arms to reach up. And a fold forward. Let's take one more breath here. And when you're ready, you'll come up and loop the shoulders. All right, so we'll come into our Shavasana, our final resting pose. Remembering that if you've got a wall close by, both legs could be resting up against the wall. Otherwise, perhaps cushion is underneath the head, or whatever shape you're choosing, try and make it nice and symmetrical. So because we've done quite a lot of back bending today, and I usually give this option in class, is to take your feet wide, rest your knees in on one another, so it's almost the opposite shape of what we started in. Again, you could bring one hand and the other to the belly if that feels better. Then being splayed out, kind of in a symmetrical star shape, your body might need to kind of move inwards a little more to close this practice. But we have used the practice to open the body, and to open the chest, to open our heart space, to open our hands and our armpits. So finishing off, just really processing the practice you've just been through, integrating it into your mind and into your body. Let go of all tension. And see if you can make yourself just 5% more comfortable. Keep your body nice and heavy. Keep your eyes closed. Just remain really heavy, quiet for a few more breaths. Focus on the sound of your voice, the sound of your breath. And then you can start to invite some movement into your fingers and your toes as you reach your arms up above you. Take a nice full body stretch, a yawn, a sigh, an open mouth exhale, maybe a little wiggle side to side, and then you could squeeze your knees into your chest. Maybe you round up for a moment, bring your nose to your knees and just round into the spine. Roll over onto your side and slowly bring yourself up to sit. Find an easy seat. Bring your hands one and the other on top of the heart. Close your eyes and bow your head down. And then just connect to how you feel right now. And may you move from a calm and connected space for the rest of the day, knowing that you have the ability to tap into your breath and your own internal source of energy at any point. Increase your breath, you increase your oxygen, you increase your energy, you increase your focus. And thank you all for sharing your practice today. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the practice today and that your bodies feel good after that, that your spine feels nice and open after that. Let me know how it felt. Let me know if you have any requests for the rest of the week that's coming up. I'd love to hear. Thank you, Belinda. Such a pleasure, Nicole. Hey, Nontlanla. So nice to have you in the practice. No worries about starting late. I hope you warmed your body up well, though. I'm glad that it felt good in your body. That's so good to hear, Nicole. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Back bends can be quite intense sometimes. Oh, such a pleasure, Shirley. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. It really is worth making this time. Just 45 minutes a day out of your 24 hours to just rest and recoup. It can be so energizing just to base these 45 minutes aside, feeling maybe even better than you would have been to have a nap, even though I'm a big napper. Need some liquids for my joints to loosen up. I hear you. And that's why we do this practice. So that's exactly what these classes are for. It's for your joint mobility. It's for loosening up, getting some nice stretching, opening the body, healing areas that are feeling stiff or sore or stuck. That's really what these classes are there for, you know. After one-on-one session today, I needed this. You guys are really on it, hey? One-on-one sessions and then high intensity sessions and then flow sessions, all in a good day's Jeff, right? I'll have to get my booty moving a bit more with some high intensity classes, I think, this week again. Even though I pretty much do yoga only, but I think I'll have to get to some of Siri or Jono's classes. Such a pleasure, Megan. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. It really is. I was saying last week, you could take this same practice and practice it early in the morning or later on in the evening, and you would feel completely different to it, or different practicing it because of the time of day. But what's really nice about these lunch classes is, you know, you could maybe wake up, do your high intensity in the morning, get to work, get a lot of stuff done, and then lunchtime is just rest, break, and then actually just move maybe a little slower in your afternoon, just a little more grounded, a little more connected, clear your mind if it's kind of gone into the rat race, especially first thing on a Monday. I know Mondays are mad. So yeah, just giving yourself opportunity to ground and connect before moving in to the rest of your week. So lovely having you, Rita. Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure, everyone. Lovely to have you all with us. So thank you so much for joining. Yeah, any feedback is always welcome, or a comment or a question, let me know. I'm here. I'm available to you all to answer any questions and to assist. So please feel free to chat to me. But yeah, other than that, I guess I will see you guys tomorrow for our beginner session, 5:30. Yeah, and I hope you have a great Monday, great start to the week. And thank you all for joining. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.